What you didn't want me to
Okay,
make.
here, what are we doing here? Chef Heather is cooking up some delicious, what is this?
I'm making you some homemade chocolate chip cookies, and they're going to be divine.
Okay, so what's the process here? What's you're already on the fourth, fifth step. What did you do in the beginning? How did you
You've
do this?
got to get you a stick of butter, and you've got to soften that butter, but you don't want it melted.
Okay.
And if it's been in the refrigerator, what you do is you get the butter and the stick of butter, because that's what you got to have, and you put it in the microwave for 10 seconds. And it still makes it a stick, but it's softened like it's been laying out on the counter.
Okay.
And then you put in the flour, you put in your oil,
Okay.
you put in your peanut butter, and then you put in your chocolate chip morsels. And you also add brown sugar, and that gives you the divine chocolate chip cookies from my very special husband that I love very much.
Okay, so now this process, this step right here, this is where you're mixing it all together.
And now I'm going to add more flour, because you want it to where you can make it into balls. And see the texture right now?
Okay.
It's still running.
Okay.
So you keep adding flour until you get the texture to where you can form it in a 1-inch ball.
Okay.
And what makes the perfect ball is you want to do them in teaspoon size. If you've got a round teaspoon like this, this would be the perfect thing to dip them out, because it makes the perfect ball.
Okay.
And then what you do is you heat your oven to 350.
Okay.
And then you keep them in the oven for about 10 minutes. But what you do with your pan is you get a cookie sheet, and the best way for them not to stick to the pan, it says don't put grease, or don't grease your cookie sheet or use pan, but it's best to, because then the cookies do not stick. I learned that if you don't put just a little bit of that on your pan, they will stick to the bottom and they're hard to come up. So what I'm trying to do now is to get my texture to where I want it to be with the flour, so I can roll these out. And when you make with your teaspoon, when you make your ball, you want to make your ball in a perfect form with a teaspoon, but you want to make that ball to where you place it, and the ball is only they're about probably a 6 or an inch apart from each other, because you don't want them to stick together. You want the cookies spread out.
Because they're going to expand when you cook them, okay?
Yes, because they expand, and so you want to move that cookie and place them about an inch to 6 inches apart.
Okay, so you're going to keep...
And I'm going to keep adding this flour to this until I get the mixture and the...
Come back after the commercial.
To get the mixture and the consistency of the flour to where it's not sticky, to where it can form me the perfect ball.
And we'll show the balls after this commercial.